one of the biggest things I'm excited about in the coming years are foldables. If you guys don't follow my channel, you guys wouldn't have seen that I am a huge fan, and I have had every foldable minus the Moto Razr 2020 that came out. I thought it was just a waste. It was meant to be more of a mid-range device, so we're not going to talk about that here. I want to touch on three of the best foldables out that you can buy today: the Samsung Galaxy Fold, the OG, Samsung's newest Fold, the Z Flip, and the most recent one I'm using that I am in love with right now is the Huawei Mate XS. All three of these have completely different form factors, and we're going to go over all of them in this video. Thumbs up this video, guys, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you guys think about foldables. Here we go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phones and Drones. I want to go ahead and take a second to actually give you guys a side-by-side comparison amongst the three most popular foldable devices available today. Excluding the Razr. We know how terrible of a device that was. That was not meant to be a high-end device, unlike these three, especially the Fold and the Mate XS. So having said that, let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's go ahead and talk about the Fold first. Right, guys, so for the Samsung Galaxy Fold, this was the first of these three devices to come out, and we knew the original asking price was sky high for a mobile device, starting at $1980, which is crazy expensive, and that's $1,980 US. So in different parts of the world where it got released, it was even more expensive. You are getting the folded screen of 4.6 inches. When it's unfolded, you're getting a 7.3 inch device with that really nice aspect ratio for watching movies, but you do have that notch, which a lot of people knocked. However, it was not the worst. The one unique factor is that you had 6 cameras on this. You had 2 here, your cover display, making 3, and the 3 on the back. So it had quite a camera arrangement. It did take some pretty good pictures, but it was not the best out there by any means. It does have a Snapdragon 855 GPU, 12 gigs of RAM, and 512 gigs of storage built in. So you had plenty of storage. You never had to worry about that. It was not expandable, but again, 512 is a large amount to have. You do get a 4380 milliamp hour battery and a pretty heavy device at 9.48 ounces. It was originally supposed to come in a couple of different colors. However, due to the launch issues that were really well known, Space Silver and Black was the only ones that came out. The Martian Green and Astro Blue never, unfortunately, came to fruition. Those displays that you're getting are traditional Samsung displays. They are OLED that look amazing. The resolution, I think, is 2152 by 1536. Again, remember, you're getting these odd resolutions just because of the form factor. Now, let's go ahead and set this down for a minute, and let's jump on to the next. Now we'll go ahead and move to the Z Flip. And the Flip was the second foldable that Samsung came out with a unique, different factor that was not used again before for a foldable display. It's more of a traditional looking flip phone from back in the day. So for the Samsung Z Flip, you are getting a very tiny cover display with 2 cameras and a foldable that folds on the horizontal axis. Again, kind of like on the Fold, you can see that the crease is pretty substantial on there, but not the worst by any means. You have a very tall device, but a 6.7 inch AMOLED display with a 1080 by 2636 ppi. These cameras on the back of this are actually 12 megapixel shooters. It is, again, it's a pretty good camera, as Samsungs traditionally are. It is not the best out there that I've found, but again, it has not given me any issues at all. You're getting 8 gigs of RAM in this baby with the Snapdragon 855 Plus. So I neglected to mention that about the Fold. You have the 855 in this, and here you have the 855 Plus, which is basically the same chip, just at a higher clock speed. And you are getting a 3300 milliamp hour battery inside this baby. And they have that fixed hinge now, so you can actually reposition it however you would please. So it can kind of lock into different angles. A lot of people have come up with Game Boy emulators on here to play. Really is a neat form factor. This is obviously the more recent release. This came out in February 2020, and you do have a much more manageable build. Another good thing about this is that it came with Android 10 straight out of the box, whereas opposed to this was running Android 9. And unfortunately, at this point, it is still running Android 9. So I do want to throw that out there, that you spent $2,000 on this device, and it's not even being treated by Samsung in a great fashion to show that they're going to give you any better priority or any better consistency with the upgrade tendencies that they have. It's always been a knock on Samsung's part. They've been doing better now, but since they came out, it was terrible. So unfortunately, that still remains to be seen. They are slowly rolling out the Android 10 update now, but again, we're already almost at Android 11 release time. So by the time 11 comes out, we'll probably just be getting 10, unfortunately. Again, having said that, you do get those dual 12 megapixel cameras that I was telling you guys about. They are good shooters. I believe one is an f1.8 aperture lens and the other is a 2.2. So you are getting a wide and an ultra wide, no telephoto lens on this, unfortunately. A lot of people still prefer the ultra wide angle instead anyways. You can record at 4K 60, so that is always good. You are getting that front-facing selfie camera right in the punch-out display here, which is a 10 megapixel variety, which is actually also capable of 4K 30. No dual speakers on this, just a single bottom firing. The earphone piece is not actually an extra speaker. And now let's move on to what I've been super excited about, this Mate XS. So this form factor, when it was first announced, was actually one I was really interested in, but very hesitant to believe in. I thought the outside display might get a little more damaged. I really thought that Samsung had it down with the design on this. But after actually finally having my hands-on time and being able to use this as my daily driver, wow. Huawei knocked it out of the park with this one. So, having said that, if you guys couldn't tell by that original response, this has been a joy to use. Even without Google Play services, it is definitely a beast of a phone, and I can't wait to see how foldables are really going to go in the future. You can see right off the bat, you have a monster quote-unquote cover display. It is basically, you know, edge to edge, no notch, and it looks great. It is, again, another OLED quality panel, and is right off the bat a 6.6 inch variant with a 2480 by 1148 display with a 6.4 inch 2480 by 928 display on the back. It looks amazing. Yes, it's a little heavier to hold. It comes in at, I believe, 10.4 ounces as opposed to the actual fold that was 9.48. Having said that, you are getting a Kirin 980 chipset, which is equivalent to a Snapdragon 865 in the States. So keep that in mind. This has the higher processor, the newer processing power. You are getting only 8 gigs of RAM on this, where opposed to you're getting 12 on the Fold. You do have expandable storage though. You can go up to 256 gigs on this, which is actually huge if you needed that extra real estate storage. If not, you don't need to use it. You can use it as a dual SIM slot. The beast on here is obviously the co-manufactured Leica cameras. It is basically the same as the Huawei Mate 30 Pro. You are going to get a 40 megapixel wide angle, a 16 megapixel ultra wide angle, an 8 megapixel telephoto, and you are going to get that time of flight sensor at the bottom there as well. So that is actually a great camera setup. I've used it. It has been awesome. I'll do another video on that if you guys want as well, so you can see photo samples. This also does have the biggest battery of the bunch, which you can assume why, having the largest display at 8 inches across. You can see just how awesome that looks. The battery on this is 4,500 milliamps, and I have had no issues getting through a full day of usage at all with this. So, having said that, on the back, you can see that falcon hinge design. You can see just how that forms. You can hear it actually snap into place. It's very sturdy. So, this is the newest foldable out. Obviously, it's by Huawei. You're probably never going to see this here in the States, unfortunately, due to the trade ban and all that that's going on, but this has been a joy to use. 8-inch display when unfolded is the largest of the bunch. You have a 7.3 inch as against an 8 inch to a 6.7 inch. It just looks phenomenal. All three of these, let me space this over for you, are completely unique in their own respect. Definitely different crowds they're catering to. Obviously, these are kind of shooting at each other, but they are phenomenal devices. I love foldables. I can't wait for the Galaxy Fold 2. So that's going to be awesome when it comes out here in a few months. That's it for now, guys. Really just a broad overview I wanted to show you of these phones. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What look do you prefer? Also, if you guys haven't been following the channel, make sure to follow us on Twitter now. You'll be getting behind the scenes action before we post our videos as well. It's at Phones and Drones. I'll throw that up as well in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. Thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.